Good morning, everyone. I'm really sorry about that. We really had like a tough tech issue. It happens, it happens. Give me 1 second so that I can reshare the link to a few people. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Technical issues, it's so annoying. But we managed to fix it, which is good.
Yeah.
All right, so we're here. It's good.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Great to see you, Emmanuel. I'm really
Good to
sorry
see you
about
too.
that. Um,
No problem.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us and thank you for your patience. Yeah, we've been tested this morning, so been struggling with a few tech issues, but we've managed to resolve it with the help of Google. We had to Google a few things, and now we are live. So, welcome to Creative Circle. It's our new monthly interview series with creatives. As you know, we are surrounded by all type of creatives in our lives, and we don't always understand what they do. We don't understand what they're trying to work on. And Creative Circle will help you get a better. Sorry.
I think the YouTube is not connected.
Yeah, I was connected. Hold on 1 sec. Did you check the
Yeah.
new?
The new link
Yes.
for YouTube. No, you didn't
Yes.
send a new link for YouTube.
I've shared a new. I haven't shared it with you. I've shared it.
Okay. Then let me share the. Oh, okay. I've got the new link now.
Yes. See if you can share that one. That one, when I check, it was live.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
we are
I've got the
live.
new link.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
See if you can. All right. So, yes, I was saying that we are surrounded by creatives and we don't always know how they make it work. So, Creative Circle is just here for that to get to help get a better understanding of the creative spaces. So we will have different interviews with different various creative professionals. So this is the first edition that came with many, many, many tech issues to fix. But thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I'm Josiane Faubert. I'm the founder of PICHA. And I have the pleasure today to have Emmanuel Obuobi. How do you pronounce Obuobi?
Hello. Obuobi.
Emmanuel Obuobi, who's a talented and amazing photographer from Ghana. He's also a resident photographer at PICHA. So we've been working with him for a few years now. So good morning, Emmanuel. How are you?
Good morning, Josiane. I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm great. I'm really great. It's morning here. It's early evening for you in Ghana. I'm in Seattle. You're
Yeah.
in Accra. So
Yeah.
let's just jump into it. Tell me about you. Tell me about how you first became interested in photography. What got you into this space?
So, hi guys. My name is Emmanuel Obuobi, and I'm a photographer based in Ghana. I've been with PICHA for the past 5 years, and I do street photography. I do portraits. I do weddings. I do. I would say I don't like to put myself in a box, like say I am this kind of photographer. I see photography as my experience. So wherever I am, I find myself in my camera. That is photography for me. So photography is just my life, my experience, the people I am privileged to meet, the places I am privileged to visit, So whenever I happen to have my camera around, I just I just photograph it. So yeah, that's how it's been. But photography for me, I've always been playing with a camera since childhood. My dad was a photojournalist, and we always happened to have a camera in the house. And growing up, seeing photographs he took made me appreciate photography. Looking at the changes I've gone through since childhood, looking at how photography just makes you appreciate the changes we go through in life. That's the thing for me. But I think I got lost in all these during school because you know how Africa, everyone wants you to be a doctor, pilot, soldier, a white collar job. Um, in secondary school, that's Lagos and Persec. I I happened to take my phone to school and take pictures of my friends in class.
Nice.
So I used to love documenting them, like just taking pictures of them in class, in the dorm. So that was how it started. It started, that's where the passion started. I just appreciated the moment. I saw each moment as passing, fleeting. Like I'll never have
Yeah.
this moment again. So why
Mm-hmm.
not photograph it? And I think after that, I I went to the university because my dad said he wanted me to have a degree. I didn't
You
want to
have.
go to school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So I went, although I didn't have I didn't I had some research to write, but I never made that bring me down. I told myself that I am someone even without the degree, right? It's not a degree that will make me somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So I told myself I'm going to do something I love doing, something that will help me take care of my mom. And in the beginning, I didn't even know I will make it this far. I didn't know I will be teaching people. I didn't know I'll be traveling. I didn't even know I'll be working for PICHA. So it's like I never imagined or planned for photography to become something big or something profitable, something enjoyable. Mine was just to take pictures, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that has been the thing even up till now. My joy comes from the moment, just seizing the moment, just taking that little bit of every day of whatever experience I encounter, and that gives me the most joy. Yeah,
That's amazing. That's actually very inspiring because you followed your passion and then you
yeah,
make it happen. So, and you made it your full-time job. Many
yeah,
photographers today are always afraid of becoming a full-time photographer because of the money, because they think they could never make a living out of it.
yeah,
And you're actually showing you're doing it. You're showing that it's actually possible if you put
yeah,
your mind and you make it work. And you work a lot. I've seen you like
yeah.
you. I don't feel like there's one day off for you. I feel like every day you're taking photos somehow
Yes, every
for
day.
joy
Yeah,
or for work or whatever, but I feel like you're shooting every day something.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the truth. I always I've seen how some people photograph. It's like they only pick up their cameras when someone is paying them or when
Mhm.
money is coming into their pockets. But as I said, photography for me is my life. I don't live my life for money. I don't live for fame. I don't live for approval. I live for
Yeah.
myself. So that is why I I see every day as an event.
Mm-hmm.
Every day is special. So nowadays, I don't even celebrate birthdays because I always say, have that mentality that every day is a birthday. Like you need to be happy. That is, if you are living a life that is fulfilling,
Mm-hmm.
and even you show your
Beautiful.
mother love every day. You don't wait for Mother's Day before you post her and buy her flowers and take her out. Show her love every day. Every day is a day to appreciate yourself, your family, you know, and see the miracle in everything. Even talking, even moving your hands. Some people when they get accidents, they have to learn how to move their hands and walk
Mm-hmm.
again. But we take it for granted. So that is why someone will come and say, "Oh, I can do this and this." It's the simple things in life, and I think that's what works for me.
That's great. That's really beautiful. I love that. You're just living your truth. So
Yeah.
that's great. Can you go back in time and think about your first camera? How did you
Ah.
get it? Was that a gift from your dad, or you had saved money and figure out how to find a camera? Like, how did it come about?
So my first camera was a Canon 550D, and at that time I was under my boss. It was a woman who taught me photography, so I really love it when I see women doing photography. Like it reminds me of her every time. And her name is Teresa Mecca. Hi Teresa, thank you so much.
Oh, she's
I
here.
got the camera.
She's actually
Yeah,
here. Yeah.
wow.
Amazing. Hi, Teresa. Thank you because he's an amazing photographer. So I haven't seen your work, but
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's amazing too.
she's amazing as well. She's amazing
Wow.
as well. Yeah, so she had this camera that I was using whilst learning from her. Anytime I go to a place, you just give me the camera and give me some toys to just play with it. Just look at the light, how it falls around it, and just
Mm-hmm.
leave me and go inside and edit. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes she talk to me, advise me, but she told me she wanted to sell the camera, and I was interested. So if some friends of mine, close friends of mine, Nana Chrissy, George, and Steven, they were like, Charlie, ask for money around. I think the camera was 600 CD by then. Ask for money from your friends and add it and then buy the camera. At that time, I had like 200 CD saved, and then I managed to get some funds from some friends, and then I bought the camera. And I it was amazing because I even had a lens that was on it that was like she didn't even add the price of the lens, like it
Mm-hmm.
was like a gift.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a gift.
Like
And
so that you
since
could start
then,
your journey.
yeah, yeah, since then, I mean, it's been amazing. It's been very, very amazing. I appreciate the journey so much because we started with like nothing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We started with
So
nothing, and we've really come far. We've really come far.
that's great. So she was your teacher, and that's how you got
Yeah.
to know how to play with the camera,
Yes.
understand
Yeah.
the lighting,
Yeah.
how to use different
Yeah.
lenses. And
Yeah.
then, so at that time, you were what? Okay, now I have a camera.
Yeah.
How do I make money with it? How was
Okay.
your state of mind?
So when I got the camera in the first place, the first thing that came into mind, I wanted to work all right, but I wanted to get the opportunities. It wasn't necessarily about the money aspect. It was about the opportunities. Okay.
Mhm,
So I take pictures of friends in on campus. That time I was in Legon. I take pictures of my friends on campus, and then they also, recommend friends. And the the first job I had, the first photo shoot I had was with a good friend of mine. She's called Owawa, and it was at Legon Botanical Gardens, and it was I think 50 CD, 50 CD, yes, 50 CD. I
okay.
still have the pictures there.
Yeah.
And the amazing thing about or one nice friendship is anytime she's in Canada now, anytime she comes back to Ghana, she calls me for a photo shoot. It's been
Yeah.
8 years, like for
Good.
for for yeah. And you look at how it started, like your first photo shoot, 50 CD, and now it's a whole new thing because you've learned more, your photos have become better, you obviously have gained more experience, more knowledge. And I always say experience is what counts.
Mm-hmm.
Experience would calm you down when things are going wrong because you're like, what haven't I seen before? Like what situation haven't I encountered before? So it just keeps you grounded, and
Yeah.
the opportunity is still what I'm seeking. The opportunity to photograph when there are a lot of photographers in Ghana. But when someone picks up the phone to call you, hey Emmanuel, I want you to photograph here. I want you to document this for me. It's amazing because there are a lot of photographers out there. So if
Mm-hmm.
someone is in a room where someone mentions photography or there's an opportunity for photography, they're like, oh, I have a guy. He's called Kwame Obuobi.
Mm-hmm.
That. It's amazing.
It
That's how
feels
it
good.
is. Yeah,
Yes.
it feels
I
good.
with the help of ChatGPT, I was able to, so I asked ChatGPT how many photographers are registered in Ghana, and he said
Uh-huh.
that according to the Ghana National Association of Professional Photographers, there are over 10,000 registered photographers in Ghana. However, it is
Wow.
estimated that there are actually over 100,000 people who work as photographers in Ghana. That's like crazy. Even the 10,000 people, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So you must feel really good when people call you and remember you and
Yeah.
try to give you opportunity because yeah, I feel like Ghana is one of these places where everyone is a photographer pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. And then I
Ghana
don't
Ghana
see
is
many
very
women
young.
photographers. I know you've mentioned
Oh, yeah.
Teresa, but I
Yeah.
every time I go, I don't see many women photographer. I know that we have Efe also in PICHA, but I don't see
Hmm.
a lot of women photographer in Ghana.
Yeah. The few because it's male dominated.
Hmm.
Um. So women, you see the dynamics is different a bit. Like let's say when a woman does photography and maybe she marries, she gives birth, things change with her body, things change with a lot of things like the mental state, everything changes. But with
Hmm.
men, it looks like we are like, I don't know how to say. So I believe I believe women are very great photographers.
I agree with
Women,
that.
I would yes, I would say they are even better than us because I look at the female photographers. There's I think there's Sewa, um there are lots of photographers. There's Sewa photography, there's Ife, there's Teresa, there's Akibut, there are a few who do maternity shoots too. Maternity shoots. It's
Hmm.
easier to trust them with your babies than men.
Yes, definitely. Hmm.
Yeah. But then I have the opinion that women are better photographers. Women um observe better. Like they pay attention to more details than some men. It's a generalization, but I think that's my opinion. But if they are given the opportunity to do that, it's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. I actually plan on teaching women how to photograph, how
Hmm.
to do photography.
That would
And
be
I always say
amazing.
yeah, that would be great. I I I I find something interesting here because when someone is learning something, it's not it's like a means to an end. like to make money.
Mm-hmm.
But um, it doesn't end there. You need to enjoy the process. You need to
Mm-hmm.
find happiness. You need to find purpose. Um, if I'm going to teach someone photography, I'm not going to teach them to make money. I'm going to teach them to
Yeah.
be happy photographers.
To be able to
I'm going to teach
express
them
themselves through the medium.
expression, Josiane, expression. Because
Mm-hmm.
when you look at us as Black people, as Africans, we have been suppressed a lot throughout history.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Even our girls don't grow their hair like naturally like this,
Mm-hmm.
like
Oh, you see
as
more
young
and
as
more
they
of
are.
them do that. More and more, more and more.
Yeah, it's only is some that can actually go out with their cornrows and their natural hair and be proud of it. Most
Mm-hmm.
are socialized to be like to not accept their hair because we
Mm-hmm.
cut them when they are young, and then when they get to high school, we also cut them. It's only university that we don't. By that time, they are used to the weaves and the
Yes.
wigs.
Yes.
Yes. So expression through photography, expression through arts, expression through music, expression through, whatever they do. I believe that if we allow women to challenge the status quo, because photography is a male-dominated industry, if more women are encouraged to do it, it will be great. Even I had to challenge my father because 10 years ago, when I told my dad that I wanted to be a photographer, he was like, what money is inside? What's the future? What are you going to do with this? Like, there's nothing there. I was very quiet because I I knew I knew what I was going in for. So I knew the joy I got from photographing. So I just put that behind me and just
Mm-hmm.
kept on pursuing, kept on pursuing, kept on pursuing. And you realize that as time goes on, you find meaning in it because there are some people you photograph and Josiane, they start crying when they see their pictures.
Yes, so
Why?
true. Mm-hmm.
Because because the doctor diagnosed them of having a certain disease that
Mm-hmm.
they never knew they would look this good. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people walk around with low self-esteem and insecurities. So you as a photographer, you as a visual artist, you are there to make the person see themselves and be confident in their skin. It's not just about clicking the camera and lights and composition. It's more about the connection. It's more about the connection. So I feel like a good photographer knows how to make people feel comfortable, whether it's a rich man, whether it's a poor person. You
Mm-hmm.
know how to let them be calm and let them be confident in front of the camera. I always say, see yourself in whoever you're photographing, and it will be an amazing experience wherever you're photographing.
Is it something that can be learned? Like, is that when you teach, for example, is that something that you teach? How do you help people to become
Um,
that photographer?
that photographer. So the thing is, I can teach you the basics. That is the shutter speed, ISO, aperture, white balance, how to handle a camera, lenses, all those things. But when I finish, right, your experiences are going to guide you because I might not be there every time. I will not be there every time. But then your experiences will guide you. And also, I mean, if that is if we have the time, then I can teach you the extra things that will help you, as to how to be calm in certain situations, how to be assertive and not to panic, how to have a good body language, how to be confident, because we are taught to be so polite, so like I would say overly polite in Ghana. And when you go to some places, if you are overly polite, you might not be able to get your shot. You might not be able to even speak to the person who is in front of you. You need to be
Oh,
bold.
okay.
You need to be, yeah.
Mhm.
And one thing that helps me with that is street photography. Street
Yes.
photography. Yes. I love it so much because it always keeps your adrenaline up. You don't know what you're gonna expect.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're gonna expect. You don't know if your camera is gonna get stolen. You don't know if someone's gonna fight with you. But you meet new people, you meet different faces, and what's the worst someone can say? No, don't take a picture
No,
of me.
that's true.
You know.
So what's the
Yeah.
worst
So with
and the best moment in your street photography experience?
um, do I have a worst? I don't think I have a worst yet. Like I don't think anybody has, because one thing about me is my height is a bit intimidating for
Mhm.
a normal Ghanaian. They are not as tall as that. So even
Yeah.
if I'm taking photos and they confront me, um, I might not be, I might not like argue with them. I'll just be like, oh, sorry, And people also mistake me for an African American because of
Okay.
the way I look.
Mhm.
So I always say when you go with the approach of a Ghanaian, let's say, oh, mommy, we person me child picture, they'll say no. But if you're going to be like, hi, I'm from America, I just came a few weeks ago, and I want to take a few photos. They'll be like, oh,
For
take.
real? They would say that
Yeah,
if
for
you
real. Yeah, they're friendly to
you change
foreigners,
your
and they
accent?
are a bit hostile. Yeah,
So you change your
yeah.
accent? You don't go with the chalet?
No.
There's no
So
chalet.
sometimes that's what happens. But streets, the lesson about streets is you learn to um not be afraid of rejection.
Yes, that's
You learn
true.
to not be
It's a
afraid
good
of
tool.
rejection. Yeah,
Mm.
and you also learn how to say no to people. Because there's some people who come to you with some jobs. It's not it's not a respectful offer. So
Mhm.
you learn to say no. And there are
Mhm.
some jobs that are not in line with your vision. It's not in line with your standards. So first, any job that comes because you want to make some coins, you are like, oh yes, let me just do this job. um but I look at now, if i i i I understand Ghana is young. We are just 60 something years old, but a few people are now getting to understand photography and appreciate it. um the thing is, with social media, we only post our results there. So the same
Mhm.
thing with photography. It's now that with the reels we show the process, but that one quite short. Photographer will take a picture, come and sit down, edit, after that upload, and it's a whole process. It's a whole process. But people just know of the product, the final product. Oh,
Yes.
okay, the photos are ready. Oh, that's just a photo. Oh, so it's because of just this photo that you're charging this amount. No, it takes a lot of that. Creating, directing, transportation, electricity, all these things come in. But I always say the artist should be happy in wherever they find themselves. In as
Mhm.
much as we are we are socialized to go after money in the first place,
Mhm.
go after purpose. The money will follow. The money will
Yeah.
follow. Yes,
Mhm.
but know how to be an artist and also know how to do business. Because what most people do is they they do the art so much and don't learn the business. I'm not saying go to a business school, but just study how people do their business and
Mhm.
question everything, and then try new methods. Try new
Mhm.
methods. Don't follow the crowd. Be
Mhm.
different.
Mhm. Yes, and it's
Yeah.
it's really hard. It's what you're saying because in with social media and especially Instagram, it's so easy to get influenced by what another photographer is doing, and you
Yeah.
can just lose yourself quickly and be like, okay, what I actually used to love myself, now I think that it's not selling, so I'm going to start
Yeah.
shooting like the other guy, which is
Yeah.
actually, I don't think it's helpful,
Yeah.
because then you'll be chasing the next trend, the next trend, the next trend, instead of doing
Yeah.
your own thing, and people will recognize you for your own thing.
Yeah.
So tell me about,
Yeah.
so you teach, you do street photography, but that's more of like your personal project, street photography.
Yeah.
You do commercial also sometimes,
Yeah. Yeah. I
and
do
you do
commercial,
stock.
and then I do stock photography with
Yes,
PICHA.
yeah. Do you do editorial, like stuff for magazine and stuff like that, or?
Um, for editorial and fashion, I don't have an interest for that because I feel like there's so much, need for perfection for those kind of images. Like there's so much editing that's required
Yes.
for those kind of things. And I'm someone who doesn't really like overly edited. I like things natural. I like things very natural. I like things as they are, like with a little bit of editing or color grading, but not overly edited. One thing I learned from photographing people, like taking portraits, is some people or most people have accepted the the idea of perfection or or beauty. They have a definition for beauty. So when you photograph them and they see themselves, um, they don't appreciate it. They want to look like something other than themselves. And
Yes.
that's where you realize people don't really love themselves or accept themselves as they are. They
Mm-hmm.
want smoothened face, whitened teeth, because they
Mm-hmm.
want to look like something they're not. And that that's something. It's something really big here. Like it's something really big here.
Yeah.
People need
Yeah.
to love themselves as they are. It's hard,
Mm-hmm.
but you need
Yeah.
to accept yourself, love yourself, and work on yourself. That's the only way.
It's a journey. Like I know that like a few women I've photographed, and they always be like, "Oh, but I need a makeup artist," and I'm like, "No, I actually don't want you to have a makeup artist. Like I want
Yeah,
you to be yourself."
yeah,
So yeah, it's sometimes it could be a struggle with some people. Yeah, but I love that. Let's talk about tech. So you say you don't like to do much post processing work to your work,
yeah,
to your
yeah.
so tell us about your process. Like you take a photo, and you have so many cameras. So you take a photos. What do you use? You use Lightroom. You just send them to Photoshop, or
Uh,
tell us about it.
so so I actually have like 10, 10 cameras now. Yeah,
Oh
or
my God!
11. I think 11.
Wow. Now you're gonna have a
Yes.
museum, the Camera Museum of Accra.
One day, one day, one day.
Are you shooting
But
film? Are you? You told me you're shooting film, no?
I bought a film camera. I met a friend from Paris, Kenya, and she had a film camera on her. So I mean, when she sends me the developed photos, I really like the feel of the film. But the sad thing is,
Yeah.
I don't have the film
Hmm.
to develop or to photograph. I don't have the film yet. I have the camera there, but I'm just
Okay.
waiting for a film. And I've also downloaded some videos to understand the film photography. Um,
Hmm.
but then when it comes to tech, um, I have, let me see, how many softwares do I have? I have Adobe Lightroom, I have Photoshop, I have Lumina, I have Capture One, and I have DxO. So my go-to is Adobe Lightroom. I use that mostly, and let's say when I'm removing blemishes, I use Photoshop. But
Hmm.
I've discovered a new software that has really cool like filters and textures and stuff. It's called the DxO. DxO
So
DxO Lab. Yeah,
okay.
DxO Lab. DxO Photo Lab. But I like to I'm always someone who likes to try different I am adventurous. I like to try different things. That's why even with the cameras, growing up in the photography business, you hear people saying, I'm a Canon shooter, I'm a Nikon shooter, and then I'm a Fuji shooter. I was like, yo, you know how my boss trained me? My boss, she had two cameras at that time. She was like, it's not about the camera, it's
Mm-hmm.
about the skill. Like she she literally killed that joy for gears, and like it was
Yeah,
good. It was good she did that, because
it's good.
other than
Mm-hmm.
that, I would have depended on the gear. It's not about the gear. Um, so mine is to try all these. If you give me a Sony, I can use it. If you give me a Canon, if you give me a Fuji, whatever camera you give me, I can use it. That's how I want to train myself, and that's how I plan. I wish everybody train themselves, but because of maybe financial constraints, or maybe the lack of opportunities, so they are stuck with the mentality. Even when someone is trying to buy a camera, they think about availability of lenses. Maybe they are shooting at a program and there's another photographer. Oh, how can I use that person? All these things limit you.
Mm-hmm.
They limit you. You should
Yeah,
think beyond.
yeah. I
You
think
should think,
that's
wow,
you. You definitely have an inspiring mindset where
yeah,
you're not afraid of learning new skills. So that's why
yeah,
I think most people stick with one brand because they've learned to work with one camera and they don't
yeah,
want to give extra time to learn about a new camera, the settings and
yeah,
all of that. So there's a little bit of laziness also
yeah,
when it comes to some creatives where like, you know what, I only know that and I'm sticking with that. But I think you, honestly, your mindset is very inspiring. I wish everyone was
yeah,
like that
Josiane.
and open to explore and just do the right thing. What about, so you use Lightroom, Photoshop, and DX, you said DX1? No,
DxO Photo Lab.
DxO Photolab. And you don't
Yeah,
do much. You just do the basic light,
yeah,
contrast,
yeah.
maybe saturation. You don't do
Yeah,
much.
color grading,
Mhm.
cropping.
What about your catalog? Because how many photos you have? And and okay, and then for the future, how do you organize your photos? Um, and any long-term goal with them? Because you have so many, especially on the street side of it. You've got so many.
Yeah,
Like, how do you organize them? Do you have a goal on how to use them or share them with us at some point?
yeah. So for now, I'm kind of having. I have my photos backed up on my hard drive. I have two 4 terabyte hard drives where at the end of every month I move the files to the hard drives. So it's like two backups, right?
Mhm,
Where all my pictures are from 20. I lost the 2014 files because they stole my laptop. But then I have from 2015 up till now all the pictures
mhm,
I've taken. Um, what I plan to do, um, you know, I the thing is, Josiane, a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, do an exhibition, do an exhibition." You know, that's a normal thing. It's a
mhm,
normal thing nowadays. And I'm someone who doesn't like to always follow the crowd or do what everyone else is doing. Sometimes say I don't mind if I never have an exhibition. For me,
mhm.
that will not be um, um, how would I say, a high for me.
The end game. Mhm,
My Yeah, my high is for me taking the pic. Sometimes I take like I edit or produce like maybe 100 pictures. I share only three on social media, and
mhm,
someone might think those are the only works I created, or I feel like there's this photographer called Solita. I think you should check his video out. There's a documentary on him, In No Great Hurry, and I was inspired because I look at my perception of the world. Um, I'm not someone looking for approval or fame or validation. No, if if my life comes to an end and I never have an exhibition, I never make any book, to me, I was happy doing the photography. I was happy in the process.
You
I
live in the
that
moment.
is
Mm-hmm.
yes, that is mine. The exhibition is fine. I mean, new people will come to see your work and appreciate your work. But nowadays, I photographed a few exhibitions, and what I observe is people don't come to appreciate the art. People come to eat, drink, and then take selfies. And
Yeah, and say that I was there.
yes, it's not really
Mm-hmm.
about the art. So
Yeah.
it kind of like makes me question. I like to observe. My job is observing. So I observe, I observe, I make conclusions sometimes, but I don't keep in my head that it's final. Like that is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I've taken a lot of pictures. They're on the hard drive. I don't know if maybe I may do a book, if maybe
Mm-hmm.
I may do an exhibition, but those are the main things that you can do with your photographs. There are people who have reached out to me from different places wanting to buy prints even, but I also need to learn about
Yeah,
the
that's
art.
another business. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
before I I venture into it. So photography, it's an amazing thing. If I died and came again, I'll still be a photographer.
I love that. But so, as you say that, I feel like it's a nice transition. Um,
Yeah.
now you come again, but now it's AI. So my final question to you is on AI. What are your thoughts on generative content? Do you see it as a threat, or you don't even think about it because that's just the way you are, you just do your thing? Um,
Yeah.
that I'd love to hear what you think.
Okay. Okay. So when it comes to AI, I feel like it's like fire. It's like a human being, right? Depending on how you treat it. If there's over dependence, there's going to be a problem. If there's not much utilization, there might be a problem. Just like fire can burn you or warm you,
Hmm.
right? So with the AI, you as a human being or a being manifesting as a human, you should know that yes, you're intelligent. And whatever the AI is made of, it probably came from years of research on humans. So you should know that yes, you are more intelligent than the AI. But here's a case where if you need any assistance, if you need any aid with creating, if you need any aid with like writing things or whatever the AI does, you can try it out, but don't depend on it. That becomes the problem, you
Hmm.
know,
But do
the
you see
over
it as a threat
dependence.
to photography or to creativity?
I don't see it as a threat. I don't see it as a threat because the I don't know, but I feel like AI can learn even how to make people feel good. AI can learn how to talk to people, but there's this thing about the human connection. There's this thing about, you know, um, just your presence.
Hmm.
Okay. That's why someone would intentionally pick up the phone and dial your number and think of you whenever it comes, like anything photography related comes to your mind. In the future, if they want to, for instance, today I saw a picture a friend put on Facebook. I think he generated an image for a company. They sell chocolate drinks, and I know the AI images are good. They are good. The idea was nice, but I don't feel threatened. I feel like we should we should all try and learn about the AI, like how to use it to generate the photos and everything. Looking
Hmm.
at how history is, those who were doing film most of them couldn't migrate to the digital because they saw it as a threat.
Mm-hmm.
That is the thing. Now we in the digital move to mirrorless,
Mm-hmm.
and now from mirrorless we've gone to AI.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't learn to evolve, right? Evolve, learn and improve, learn and move with time, because time, it doesn't wait for anybody. So my advice is learn what the AI like is about, but if it can help you, yes, but don't be dependent on it. Like for
Mm-hmm.
creating like concepts and everything, it can help you, but also know that you are more intelligent than the AI. There's so much noise about artificial intelligence and less noise about natural intelligence.
Mm-hmm. I agree. There's too much
So
noise.
yes, and the way people behave is there's a there's a head. We a lot of people behave like sheep, like they like following the crowd. So let's say if everyone is using AI, most people are going to go for that. Like people like going in for things that are trending, things that look like gold. Actually, later they find out it's bronze. So when anything comes up in society, question it before whenever there's a hype about something, just just think, have an open mind about it. Don't have a closed mind about it. Because
Mm-hmm.
someone will come to you and say, oh, this is bad, this is good. But it's up to you to live your truth, find your truth, what works for you, and then like go towards it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Before we go, if you guys have
You're
any
welcome,
questions
Joseph.
to Emmanuel, please feel free to type them here and I will read them to you. But it was an interesting conversation. Thank you so much because I feel like you're living your truth, which is very
Yeah,
inspiring in a very
yeah,
competitive field that is photography, especially in Ghana. You find your way, you've managed to find your way and to remain um, a very admired and respected photographer. We've now, you said
yeah,
earlier, 10 years of experience. You've been working as a photographer for 10 years. So, congratulations to you. This is amazing. And now you
thank
are
you.
passing the baton with your teaching the younger generation also on
Yeah,
photography. This is amazing. So it's like your dad, yourself, and then passing on the baton to
yeah,
others as well. Thank you so much,
yeah.
Emmanuel. It was such a
Thank you,
pleasure.
Josiane. Thank you.
Pisha is so lucky
And
to
thanks to
have you.
everyone that joined.
We have amazing images from Emmanuel on Picture Stock. Great representation of the Ghanaian community in stock photography, and that's thanks to you. Sorry again for the late start. If you had just joined the live, we were late because of technical issues, but we will see you in a month and we will announce the next guest and the next date very soon. So just keep following us on social media or on our newsletter, and you get informed of when the next creative circle will happen. Thank you so much and have a good day.
Thank you,
Thanks.
everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye.